Okay, hello everyone. I am Kim Blauette and I am from Larchwood, Iowa. I'm a Pro 6 with LifeVantage and I need to switch my view here a minute. There we go. Okay. Okay, let me get this going. Okay. Hi, everybody. Like I said, Kim Blauette, Pro 6. I'm from Larchwood, Iowa, very near Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And I just want to thank all of you for joining me here tonight. It is Sunday evening. It's a beautiful summer night. I just thank you for taking the time to invest in your LifeVantage business and join all of us here as we learn a little bit more about how we can optimize our story in order to share with others and reach out to others and communicate with others and connect. And that is just so important. So, we're all uniquely created. There's not one of us that is exactly like another, but all too often, we tend to hide or neglect or devalue who we are and what each of us has to offer. Or we focus on the negative side of things. We focus on our flaws or what we don't have the ability to do or look like or be. I love LifeVantage because it allows me to hear the stories of so many people in so many different walks of life. But I didn't realize how much of my story I was hiding or devaluing as unimportant or being a part of who I am until I did the simple little exercise a few months ago. Several months ago, and I was in the midst of a devotional I was doing, and I saw the heading, "Don't Waste Your Shape." Kind of an odd heading for a devotional. So I was intrigued. God has created each of us with a unique shape. And tonight I'm going to share with you what SHAPE stands for. Yes, it's an acronym. I'm going to share with you a little bit about my shape and why it's important to our LifeVantage business and our LifeVantage story that we really investigate and look at what our shape is and how it allows us to grow as a person and as a business and make a difference in the world as we serve other people. So right now, tonight, I'm just going to share with you letter S. S stands for spiritual gifts. A spiritual gift is a God-given talent or ability given by the Holy Spirit that allows us to build up, inspire, and support the church. In 1 Peter 4:10, it says we're called to use our gifts to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace. What gifts have you been given that you're hiding or devaluing? About 5 years ago, I joined Bible Study Fellowship, and right off the bat, I was asked to step into a role as a leader or a facilitator, and I said no. Outside my comfort zones, I couldn't do that. I was asked 3 times that year. The next fall, I started again and immediately got asked again. The second time I was asked that second year, I said, okay, I'll meet with somebody and talk about it, and decided to go into the administrative side where I could stand in the back and run the video camera and not be that person who everybody looked to. It took about 1.5 years, and our Bible study went online. Well, online, I could do online. Online is behind the computer, behind the camera. And I love it. I love what I'm doing. I love being that facilitator for those women. But out of fear, I said no. What gifts do you have to share that you're saying no to? H, the H in the word share is heart, passions. What starts a fire in you? What makes your heart just swell up with enthusiasm, with excitement? For me, my family, my walks around the lake in nature, the last 2 weeks I've been camping in a tent out at our local lake. All by myself. My husband's not into camping, and that's all cool. I can stay out there by myself. The birds, the wind in the trees, that just excites me and gives me joy, such joy. What gives that passion in you? How many of you, when you start to talk to someone about your LifeVantage business, about what our products do, about what this business can do for you, how many of you feel that passion rise up? How many of you get excited and you so badly want it for them? And yet many of them are going to say no. And it's okay, you're planting seeds. But can you feel that passion rise? Grab a hold of that and hang on to that. And next time you want to open your mouth and share these wonderful products and this exciting business opportunity, let that passion come to the surface as you share with others. Your A is your abilities and your talents. You know, we all have an ability or a talent that allows us to serve. You know, whether it's with our hands in service, our words in encouragement, our wisdom and guidance, our love in support of someone. You know, I had abilities with computers, which I used in a career. In a Bible study setting, helping women learn Zoom. You know, in my LifeVantage business, I use it every day. I have a talent to sing in church. I have the ability to think outside the box. What I'm not good at, I'm not a decorator. I tend to go with the decor of eclectic. I'm not a great cook. I'm not very creative. But you know what? When I need something, I know the people that are going to be able to help me. In this LifeVantage family we have, where our abilities are not there, we have others who are going to link arms with us and help us in the areas where we are weak. But each of us has areas where we are strong. Each of us has areas where we can serve our team as a whole. And we just need to have the courage to step out and to figure out what those talents and gifts are. That's where teamwork comes into play. P, personality. What do others affirm in you? For me, I'm a joyful person. I'm an encourager. I see the positive. I never see a glass half empty. I don't even see it half full. I see it overflowing, which tends to annoy people if they're more on a negative bent. I'm able to go with the flow. I'm not easily rattled. You know, today at 4 hours ago, my computer broke. I had to do this on my iPad, which is totally, I don't like to do it on the iPad. It's outside my little comfort zone. My husband called an hour later, car trouble. I had to hop in the pickup and go out and help him with the vehicle. I was unable to find my notes because they're on my computer and my computer didn't back up my notes like it was supposed to. You know, those are all things that my personality can handle. I can go with the flow. Other people can't. People might need you to be there to support them, to help walk them through those times when things get rough. You know, what's your personality like? Where can your personality help your team to grow and thrive? E is for experiences. And this is one area of my life that, you know, as I looked at my experiences and really dug into this little, very simplistic, you know, exercise, so many experiences that I hadn't thought about before that really have truly impacted my life. You know, we all have a story. You know, my story could fill a library with the good and the bad. And we always so tend to focus on the negative part of things, which is what I did the first time I went through here. You know, I grew up with an alcoholic dad. My high school was not very fun. I was kind of the kid that got picked on. You know, my dad died of cancer. My mom's had cancer twice. When I was newly married, I worked as a phlebotomist drawing blood in our local lab. Such an impact that had on me that I had never thought about until I did this exercise. Going into those rooms with those, especially the pediatric wing, where you went into those rooms with the children who didn't have parents that ever stopped in to see them. The nurses were their family. That was hard. The elderly people who had no family stopping. The people who looked forward to me coming to draw their blood because I was one of those people that stopped to chat. I worked in the resource room at our local school. That's where I learned there is a hidden story behind closed doors. You know, we see what people want us to see, but so often behind that closed door, there's an untold story that people just want somebody to ask them about, or want to find somebody who can understand what they're going through. I went back to school at age 38 and I started a new career in computers. I've been married for 41 years, long time. I raised 4 kids through the teenage years, always an experience. You know, and one of the things that I've never really talked about with my LifeVantage family, I lost a grandson. November 1st of 2004. He was born with a mitochondrial disorder. And I always wonder, what if we'd had NERF1? But the other part of that story is on November 2nd, 2004, his little sister was born. So we go from grieving on Thursday to rejoicing on Friday morning. Part of my story that I don't talk about and why. You know, what if we would have had NERF1? Could that have made a difference in my grandson's life? The impact that had on me, I can talk to people who've lost a grandchild or a child and understand to a certain extent, you know, what they're going through. You know, and as I examined my shape, I realized there was just untapped potential within me. You know, as I looked at my gifts and my abilities and personality, passion, experiences, my spiritual gifts, you know, I just felt a yearning for more. When you see things from a fresh perspective, you know, we all have a lot of things on our life plate. We have relationships, we have careers, we have our health, our emotions, our finances, our spirituality, life responsibilities. You know, as I looked at what was important to me and what brought me joy and fulfillment, and then I had to stop and look at what took the life right out of me. And I realized stuff was holding me hostage. Past stuff, life stuff, to-do stuff, you know, just stuff. And last spring when we went into quarantine, I went into Cleanse 2020. I went and I cleaned my entire of my 3-story farmhouse. I went through my entire upstairs. I went through my main floor. I painted all the rooms in my main floor, emptied out all the drawers, all the closets. It just felt so good to have that basement full of stuff that when the thrift stores opened, I just hauled it all out. I cleansed. And it felt so good for a while. And pretty soon I realized that I had other stuff I had to deal with, other stuff that I'd buried. You know, I hadn't thought about my alcoholic dad for a long time. You know, there were things in my life that I just hadn't dealt with. I had put them in a drawer and stuffed them in the back of the closet and I buried it. This exercise helped me to realize what I'd been putting in a drawer and hiding, both the good and the bad. You know, I knew I needed to cleanse, and some of us need to go talk to somebody else about the struggles and the things that we have to hide. For me, I just needed to own it. I needed to realize that it was there, stuffed in the corner. But the problem with our stuff, it keeps us from our untapped potential. It keeps us buried, kind of like me not being that Bible study leader, because I didn't feel like I had the ability, because I was still that kid on the playground that was told she couldn't do it. I was still, you know, struggling with all the misconceptions about me and how I was made. You know, because we're all unique, but there's so much more. We need to be unique and effective. You know, we're here to do and not just be. We're called to serve and not just take. We're here not for the ride down the river of life, bouncing off and on the cliffs, going over the waterfall, you know, getting back in the boat. We're here to learn to grab that oar and navigate life and learn from the past rapids, learn from the past cliffs, learn from the past capsizes, how to navigate this life we're in and how to share our story. And when you are out there reaching people for LifeVantage, when you are building those relationships out there, people want to see you, not the person that you've got stuffed in the closet. You know, we talk about, you know, when we have the gifts that we're not using, my mind goes in weird directions sometimes. So it's like, you know, what if Thomas Edison had kept the light bulb to himself? What if Alexander Graham Bell had hidden the phone? What if the Wright brothers had given up before their first successful flight? How many don't give up on LifeVantage before they've hit it? What if Michelangelo had painted the walls of his house, never let anybody come inside the door? We need to let people inside the door of who we are in order to really, truly build those relationships where we can have an impact on their lives. Seriously, which part of your shape are you keeping to yourself out of fear? What are your spiritual gifts? Where is your heart and passions? Where are your abilities and talents? You know, what's your personality? What What are the things within you that you're not daring to let out? You know, and who in your life doesn't see what they have to offer? Who on your team doesn't see what they have to offer? Reach out and affirm those people who you see those gifts in, who you see those special talents in that they're maybe not using. You know, because somebody out there is praying for what you have to give and needs to hear your story. Feel, felt, found. We've all heard the feel, felt, found, right? When you sit down and really, truly think back on your life and the experiences you've been through, how many people can't you say, I know how you feel. I felt the same way when I went through some of that. Here's what I found. I know how you feel losing a grandchild. I felt the same way. Here's what I found as time goes on. I know what it's like to have a husband who struggles with anxiety and depression. I know the struggles. I know how you feel. Here's what I found. I'm so grateful for LifeVantage. What areas of your life are you not using to help others to be the best they can be? Because you are not using what you have inside of you to be the best you can be. You know, LifeVantage is by design created for service. You know, our compensation plan is built to serve wide. Our system is created to link arms and build together as one company, irregardless of upline, downline, where we're at. You know, our products and our company serve to enhance our bodies and our finances if we so choose. And your stories are important. Your gifts, your talents, and your experiences are important, not only to your business, but to the business of others, to the lives of others, whether they're your customer, whether they're your business partner, or whether you're the friend that you're sharing with them what you have to offer. LifeVantage to me is a stepping stone. It's a stepping stone that allows you to effectively use the uniqueness that is you, to serve, to make a difference in your life and the life of somebody else. Now, don't let what you have been given go to waste, because too many people are waiting for this opportunity. So as you go through this story, take and write shape down the side of a piece of paper and truly look at what you have to offer with your spiritual gifts, with your heart and passions, with your abilities and your talents. Do you ever feel this urge to do something, but then you think, I can't do that? Go with those urges. With your abilities and talents and your personality, who do people say you are? What compliments do you get? And if you are wondering what some of those abilities are or those talents, call and ask a friend. You know, what do you think I'm good at? What would you use? What words would you use to describe me? And your experiences. To me, in my LifeVantage story of what I share, my experiences are so very important, because those are the bridges that are going to allow us to build those relationships with other people. Because when we can, and I just find it so interesting, don't you ever find that the people who have the same experiences as you are the people that come across your path? And so if you've examined these areas of your life, you have so much more of a comfort level and an ability to reach somebody where they're at. For me personally, if somebody seems like they have it all together, I'm intimidated. But when you can come and talk to somebody and really share your true heart and your true experiences and your true gifts with someone, that is when you are going to make a difference for your life, you know, our world, and your LifeVantage business. Because people are out there praying for this. Too many people are waiting. They're waiting to hear from you. So don't waste your shape. I hope that some of you have gotten some value from this. I know for me, this little tiny exercise and a little 2-page devotional has made a huge difference in how I've been able to speak to people, in the people that have been coming across my path, in my confidence level, even just taking a look at these and owning it, owning what you have. Go change the world, folks. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Short little 20-minute call, but I hope you got some value from it, and I hope you all have just a fantastic next week, and we will see y'all hopefully at convention in October. Take care.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you. Great job,